Practice these three behaviors and no woman will ever take you for granted. This is Bell's solution. The goal is for you to stay in a healthy relationship and a healthy marriage. If you've been in a relationship and you feel a woman is taking you for granted, what are the things you do for her, your love, your care, you notice she has been taking it for granted. That is because you don't know how to practice this. You don't do it. Because she know you don't do it, that is the more reason she will always take you for granted in that relationship or marriage. Number one thing you should do is practice to say no. Learn to say no to her, especially if she's bringing up something you don't like, you're not comfortable with, you don't even want. Learn to say no. Once she asks you to do something, yes, I know everyone have this desire to please their partner, but when you please a woman and she knows you're supposed to say no to that thing, and you accepted and said yes, that woman is not going to appreciate you for it. In fact, this is the one reason why she will always want to take you for granted in that relationship or marriage. Practice how to say no. In fact, when you are at your workplace, outside, practice, just tell yourself, when she says things I don't like, you see, there is a way to build your brain into accepting things that you've been doing, removing those things from your mind. So how do you build your mind into accepting the things, the new things you want to put inside it? Because once your brain is used to something, it always will remind you, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. Keep doing it like this. But when you're trying to position your brain or your mind to think differently from the way you've been acting, you will need to do one thing. Always keep practicing, telling yourself, these things I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, no matter what. When you learn how to say no, it builds this confidence you never knew you have. It makes you feel really good about yourself. Most times, why you're always saying yes is because of two things. You don't want to get your woman angry and you don't want to lose your relationship. So now start telling yourself, I won't even lose my relationship. Only if she doesn't want to stay with me, she's free to go. But saying no, if I'm not comfortable with this, is something I need to do with ease without really feeling remorse. Now, secondly, I don't need to look at her face. In as much as I don't like this thing and I say no, I don't really care how she feel about it or how she take it. If you stay and start telling yourself this, it start working for you. It helps you to leave the fear that you have in your heart of really staying alone. Because most men is the fear of staying alone and the fear they are going to lose the woman's spekus. They want to knock. That is just fear they have. Don't want to be left alone. And most times because of the fear of another person having your woman, if you're being taken for granted, another person is good for another person to have her. Because if she can take you for granted, there is a man she's looking up for. She doesn't want to take for granted. She's looking up to not to take for granted. But if she took you for granted, she's never going to respect you. She's never going to seek your opinion. And she's never going to appreciate you. So saying no is one of the way to stop a woman from taking you for granted. Then the second thing that stops a woman from taking you for granted is when you always allow your partner or your woman to ask you before you do. Don't be quick to do things for her. Allow her, babe, I really want you to help me with this. You go and do it. That woman, thank you, you did this for me. Anytime she did not ask for your help with anything, just allow her do her thing herself. Only in a situation where you know she's struggling with that thing, and maybe she did not, even if she's a disrespectful woman and she's struggling with it, she did not call you, she did not say do it. Do not do it because she's going to use it against you. Did I call you? Did I ask you to help me? Most time, if you're in the process of doing that thing and you made a mistake or you spoiled it, she will say, after all, I was doing my thing before you came. Did I ask for your help? Women often say this. They will say it if they are very disrespectful. So the major thing you do with a woman like this is allow her to ask you before you do it. If you allow her to ask, any day she asks you, she will lower down her ego. she will want to say thank you to you because she would genuinely appreciate those things you do for her. If you're with a woman who you know that is always angry, always insultive, always making you feel less of yourself, then that kind of a woman, allow her to always ask you. Even if you're with a woman who is respectful, there is an extent you go with doing things for her, especially when she doesn't ask you to do it, that she finds it very, she feels, this guy, I can just do anything and get away with it. This guy, he won't even mind. When a woman start taking you for granted, go and watch. You've been doing things for her which she doesn't really feel you're supposed to do for her. She did not ask you. You decided you want to take up the mantle, you want to be doing those things, and if you keep doing those things, the truth of the matter is she's not going to appreciate you. Now, women appreciate men mostly when those men have, as in, they give themselves value and worth. What gives you value and worth mostly is when a woman seek your opinion on things. If she seek your opinion on things, she knows those things she's seeking your opinion is because you're as a person, you as the man, you've already given yourself value. So she needs that value from you. She wants to tap from your value and your worth. So that is the reason why she wants to ask for your opinion, because she know you will always give her the right answer, or you will always come up with something good that can help her with that issue at hand. But if she refused to ask you, check it is because you're always too available. Now, when you allow her ask you things, is a way of showing her you're not always available for her. This too much availability, you can be available presently and you can be available by also helping her. So there are times you're seeing her with something she's doing, you're just turning you just do as if you didn't see her. Concentrate on what you're doing. Yes, there are women, if your woman is struggling with something, at that time she can't talk to you. Once in a while, don't hurt. But if you're doing it all the time, anytime she's doing something, you rush, she did not ask you. Most times you see a woman will tell you, this thing you're doing, is it not too much? Allow me to ask you now. It's too much now. Calm down. Once they start asking you to calm down, is it not too much? Know with that very thing, they are going to take it for granted. So they are going to always take it for granted because you did not give them or unveil them the opportunity to ask you. Every woman wants to share something with you, but then they don't want you to rush to give them solution to it. And if you're the type of person who always gives solution when they don't ask for your solution, they are also going to take it for granted. So always know that there are times when she don't ask for help, don't give the help. So that when she asks for it, you give it. She's going to value it and respect you for it. Then the third one is focus more on yourself. You see, anything you're doing, if it does not pay you, don't do it for her. Anything you want, any idea you want to give her, or she asks for your help, that help, if it does not benefit you, especially when the help has to do with your relationship with her, if it cannot benefit you, tell her no, do it like this. Advise her in a way she knows that will benefit you. I didn't say get selfish, no, but you should also think about yourself. Always practice to always give yourself. Once you practice the act of giving yourself, you will know that most of the times you spend with a woman, she does not want it. You will always want to invest that time into yourself. And when a woman notices you're always investing your time on yourself, into yourself, doing your things, you're not sending her, you allow her to do her things, that woman is going to concentrate more on you, and it makes her to chase. Most times women don't chase you is because they've noticed you're not focused on yourself. When you focus your attention more on yourself, you're giving yourself, you're going out when you need to go out, you're not looking at her face to do it. When your friends call you out, most guys, when they're already in relationship or marriage, this is where they throw out everything that has to do with relationship. They don't want to see their friends. They don't want their friends to visit them because their woman will always come up with, okay, why not come and see me instead of seeing them? They will prevent you from going out. They will prevent you from doing things. They start managing your time. So no woman can manage your time if your focus is on your own, on yourself. So when a woman starts taking you for granted, remember, you've already focused on her. You don't know how to say no. And whenever she wants something, whether she asks, she doesn't ask, you're willing to do it. Allow them ask you and focus more on yourself and see how important you will be to that woman. See how she will take you. See how she will chase you everywhere and see how she will feel there is no one like it. She's even start protecting the relationship because if a woman love, she will protect that thing. She will guide it like her life so depend on it. And most times if a woman is in love, it's not even most times, if a woman is in love, there is this atom of jealousy in her. She doesn't want to see you with anyone because she feels another woman is going to take you away from her. So she will guide it. She will guide you and the relationship jealously. If you have a woman who is doing this for you, it shows she like you. And watch, you've not been doing these three things. But if you feel a woman doesn't really care of losing you, it means she's taking your love for granted. And most times you don't know how to say no to her. You give everything on a platter without her even asking for it. Even when she wants advice, she did not ask you for advice. You're giving. This is the reason why most times you tell them, oh, I want you to do this. Even when she doesn't ask you, you see her, she start doing her own thing. She doesn't listen. She doesn't pay attention. She will never do what you say because you're giving free advice that she did not solicit for. Let her solicit for your advice before you give them. And when you're not focused on yourself, did I need to tell you that no woman is going to take you seriously because she feels you're desperate to be with her. So when your desperation is moving you or pushing you, she will help you to make you feel irrelevant and not useful. If you feel you've been doing this, turn a new leaf and don't do it again. But if you feel this video makes sense to you and you know other men are going through this, please help me share it so it can reach other men. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop your comment what you think about this video. If you've gone through this, how did you come out of it? How did it go? Share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to share, like, and also subscribe. This is Spell Solution. The goal is for you to always stay in a healthy relationship and a healthy marriage. Do not forget to always stay safe because if you do these things, she will definitely take you for granted. Thank you.